similar to Louisville, Brandon just picked it up in the first half and made those threes to get us into the game. And at this point in time, he's the guy that we got. We don't have a lot of options shooting it. We tried to play the three guards together to get another shooter in the game. It hurts us defensively. But, you know, when you're not going, you've got to try to find a way to score. But Trevor, you know, freshmen are going to make mistakes. That's why they don't play here. You know, he left Kilpatrick twice, and Jeremy left him twice. 2 freshmen, 12 points. We can't afford that. You know, they just didn't make the right read in the defensive situation. And you can't leave a guy like that open. And the first play of the game, Rock didn't get up. And he was the one guy we wanted to concentrate on because we knew Wright was coming off not playing. Sometimes you're going to be a little off in that situation. But you know, we knew Kilpatrick from coming off 36-point game. We wanted to make sure we knew where he was, and Rock did, and then the 2 freshmen did not. You know, they just did not recognize where they were. The game really, when you don't shoot the ball well, you're going to struggle. It's the bottom line. When you're playing against zones, when people play against us and don't shoot it well, they usually don't beat us. We're struggling to shoot the ball. Brandon saved us, I think, at Louisville. But at the end of the game at Louisville, they turned it over 3 straight times. You know, in this game, the end of the game, they didn't get a good shot 2 or 3 times, and Brandon and Michael scored 11 straight points, and somebody tipped it in. CJ's claiming it's his, but he might have been the closest guy to the tip, but I don't think he got any part of it. But without those 2 things happening, we're 0-2, and everybody's going, Syracuse is in trouble. And that's what I'm saying, because we should have lost both these games. That's why Rick was so upset the other day. There was almost no way on earth that Louisville should have lost that game Saturday. And there was less of a chance for Cincinnati to lose this game that Saturday. They had this game was over. The game was completely over. Brandon has to make those 2. Mike has to make the one on the baseline, the one on the lane, and then he's got to make the 3, which he's shooting about not a very good percentage of. But he believes he can make them, and that's why we let him take those shots. He believes himself, and that's a great thing. You know, if I can't cook, but if I believed in my cooking like Michael Carter Williams does, I would win the show. Iron Chefs, I'd win. And I can't boil water. But these guys have made plays in the games we've had. And even the game we lost Temple, we made some great plays at the end. We just missed a couple shots in that game. But they fight it. When they're not playing well, they keep fighting it. And, you know, we easily, if they weren't battlers, we'd easily have had 2, maybe 3 losses in the conference. So, you know, we've got to get better. Our centers had 2 points today. 3. This was their first really bad game. This was the first game where they've been averaging almost 10 and 10, which we take. If they can do that, we can win. Today was their first day where they struggled, and they struggled a little bit on defense. Bai gives us the best chance on defense. Daywan's probably our best offensive player, but he's the worst defensive center. Brock's kind of in the middle of those. When he plays, he's probably our best center, but when he watches, he's not very good. But those guys got to get better. You know, Trevor and Jeremy got to keep working, get better, and you know, we've got to get a little better against zones. No question about that. We got to get better. And I think people don't like to play zone and don't play it much, but they're going to like to play it. They're going to be trying to play it against us, I think. So we have to get better. All right, I think I answered everything. Can I go now?
Jim, this is the 2nd game in a row where your guys did come up with big plays down the stretch. Can one game lead to another in the situations like that?
I think they make good plays down the stretch. We made them. You know, we made them all year. Even against Temple, we made good plays. We just missed the shot. Brandon had a wide open three. You know, we had really. CJ had a really good opportunity. He stepped out of bounds. I mean, we're making plays at the end of games, but you can't keep being in those situations. There's nobody makes those plays all the time. We miss one of those shots, you know what?
Jim, you've coached a lot of really competitive guys who hate to lose, who think they're, who are really confident guys. Where do you think Michael Carter-Williams fits in that
He
whole
wants to win.
pantheon?
He plays to win. You know, he's trying to win. CJ, is trying to win. But, Brandon's getting better. I think that we still can't get through to him. I knew when he went to the foul line, I could read his mind. I'm going to miss this one. And great players going to the line thinking, I'm going to make this one. This is easy too. He's not thinking that way. He's got to think that way. He's got to want to go to the line and shoot that ball. Because we're going to need him to do that. And he's got to think that way. He finally thought that way on his jump shot. He took those 2 jump shots. He took it in there. We had to have those. The game is resting on those shots. And he made them. He can do it. He's proven over and over again he can do it. So he's got to take it to another level. I believe he's the first-round pick in the NBA draft. A tremendous guard. And a tremendous guard, in our system, the way we play, averages 18, 20 points a game, 6, 7 assists, 5, 6 assists. That's what he can do. He can do that. He's got to do that. We're challenged offensively. Our guards have got to play really good in CJ, and then we're hoping the other guys can contribute. Jeremy got 10 last game, 10 the other game. Tonight he's not quite as good, but, he'll get something. But our guards have got to play great. That's the bottom line with this team.
How much do you think Michael's wrist was bothering him, and how do you think he played through it?
I never asked him. Go ask him. He never said he needed to come out.
So, Jim, if Mike shoots the way you cook, are you okay when he comes off that screen at the top of the three and takes that three-pointer?
If we can't win any other way, yeah, I'm okay. If we had a couple other guys that were out there that he could get in the lane and pass them the ball, for them to shoot it, I'd probably rather have that. But I don't see that.
Were you glad to see Jeremy attack the rim there late?
Not really. It was a bad play.
What would you have rather seen there?
Anything.
Such as?
It starts with a P. Got it? Do I have to spell the whole word? Pass. Anybody. Anybody else. But at least he attacked the basket. I think he got their center in position to help us.
Coach, so what do you make of this team then? Are you pleased with the
I think I already said everything. This team's got to get better. That's about it. Like a lot of teams. But the problem with being one of 18 teams, which I think we probably are, I'm not sure which we're in that group. You can lose in the second round of the NCAA tournament easy. Easy. Because you're going to play one of those other teams. And we don't want to be there, and if we don't get better, that's what's going to happen. So we have to get better, which, that's fine. This isn't like last year. We were better. We didn't have to get better. This team can get better and will get better, I think, because these freshmen are playing. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to start learning. Our big guys are going to get better. And, Michael's going to get better. He's a good player. He's going to get better. So, I think we can get better, but we need to get better. That's what my absolute belief in. And last year you never heard me say that. I don't think I said that the whole year. If I did, it was a mistake.
Jim, I know it doesn't matter, but out of curiosity, where you ranked 4th today? Out of curiosity, where would you rank this club?
It doesn't really matter. I think the way I look at it, I think there's probably as many as, there's probably a good 8 teams, 10 teams that are in the top 10. And we could be anywhere there. I wouldn't be upset. And then there's 10 other teams that would beat any one of those 10. Any one of those 10. And, you know, I mean, you watch all these teams play, and you like Louisville, you like, if Duke has Kelly, they're the best team, I think. But I think certainly Louisville's close. I think that Michigan's very close. I think Indiana's getting there. Florida's really played well. We played pretty good. So, I mean, there's 6 easy right there. Gonzaga's good. Butler's good. And then those are 8 right there that are definitely up there. Kansas is up there. And I'm probably forgetting somebody that's right there. There's 8 or 10 right there. And then you got a list of Michigan States and Minnesotas and, you know, teams that are not much behind those teams. San Diego State, BYU, Wyoming, I mean, all those teams. There's 10 and 10. 10 really good, 10 just a little bit behind them. So, you know, that's the teams you're going to face in the NCAA tournament. There's just more. The top teams have gotten worse, and the bottom teams, the middle teams have moved up. I mean, St. John's I was watching today before the game. I mean, they look great. You know, they beat Cincinnati at Cincinnati, St. John's. Then they lose at home by 20. I mean, it's because there's a lot of young players on every team, and so your performances go up and down a little bit because of that. And it's just that's the way basketball is. College basketball is just what it is. You know, it's hard to figure out. We obviously could have lost these 2, but Providence, I thought we really were fortunate to get out of there. In South Florida, I think we were a little bit lucky to get out of there. So we've only played 6 games. I think we had 1 game. We beat Rutgers. We played good, really good against Rutgers and beat them. And the rest of the games we played have been pretty much toss-ups. And we've got harder games ahead of us than we have behind us. So, and it's all right. I mean, we'll learn from those games, hopefully, and try to keep getting better. We need games and practices going ahead of us to get better. You know, that's the bottom line. We got. I mean, I really, if Wright had been playing, I think he would have never had that kind of a shooting day today, and they would have beat us. But when you miss a game, you're out a little bit. It takes you a little while to get your rhythm back, and he was just a little out of rhythm today. So they have a good team. They got scorers. They got defense. They're very good defensively. And I wish they didn't start playing that zone. I don't like that. I don't like people playing zone so much. All right? Okay.